breakfast because that's what you do out there?
Kinda, yeah. For real, though.
All right. But for real, though, that was our first segment in the books. We're taking a little break. Claire's going to take a little smoke break. Smoke them if you got them. Claire versus Carlson show, BRB.
I'm not going to go smoke.
And coming back from our first break, Claire just hotboxed half a carton of Pall Malls. Is that right? Or was it Cool? Oh no, Cool Lights.
Cools. Those are the cigarettes my parents smoked when I was growing up. Those were the cigarettes I initially stole.
Oh, because you wanted to be cool because you guys smoke cool.
Well, they just had them. They had cartons, and they never would notice if any were missing. So I would just have some of those.
You're bad.
I was a bad kid.
Yeah,
I was a bad kid. Yeah.
Kid. I mean, it's not like you reformed.
No, I really didn't. I'm still a bad kid. I just managed to get my work done. That's all.
All right. And speaking of work, we've been putting work in here through 10 episodes. We talked about getting a cake, and then it devolved into strippers in the cake.
Well, you're talking about getting some pimp-ass cake for our 10th show, and if you're getting a pimp-ass cake, you may as well get a stripper inside of it. And then if you get a stripper inside of it, Andy wants to go and make it, like, cheap stripper.
No.
And he wants a...
No, my whole idea is I want a midget stripper.
I know. And because you said it's getting spendy otherwise. Like, it costs too much money.
Well, I'm not saying that the midget or the dwarf stripper would cost less than a regular size stripper. I'm just saying the amount of cake that would need to be suiting like a 5'10" tall leggy blonde stripper it's kind of a lot of cake. And if you go to a good cake place, that kind of adds up. And I'm just using this whole facade of an argument basically to say I want a dwarf stripper.
Okay. I don't really know if I have any words to respond to that appropriately with which I respond.
What kind of cake would you want? Like, what's your
chocolate
go-to?
One?
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
There's just regular chocolate, Dutch chocolate?
You know what I really like? I really like the old-fashioned yellow cake with chocolate fudge icing.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah. That's great.
That is very traditional, very set in its ways.
I'm not very traditional or set in my ways.
I know, but your cake is.
Yeah, it is. My cake is.
Now, see, I'm really happy you didn't say red velvet because I don't understand people's obsession with it because it's just food coloring.
It is. Red velvet is actually different than most places make it now. I used to make it for my friend's birthday all the time. And, yeah, it's kind of like a white cake dyed, but there's other ingredients. Like, whenever I would make it, you would do a layer of, like, this buttery, sugary bourbon sauce in between the layers and the frosting. And so it had, like, a totally different flavor than any other cake ever.
Mm-hmm.
It was better.
Now, since we already completely derailed this, are we on? Is this recording?
I don't know. Are you
recording? Yeah. But since we already derailed it, before we get to Tom Brady, because his game was cake too, like that segue, carrot cake. Baby.
Oh.
Carrot cake with cream cheese frosting.
Well, I like carrot. I don't like things in the cake, like raisins or nuts or things like that. But I do like the actual cake and the actual frosting.
Why?
Because the spices they use are good.
I agree. So we're getting a half and half chocolate. Wait, German chocolate with like the coconut frosting?
No, I don't like that.
So chocolate.
I want yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
Yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Now, is that a racist throwing shade at me?
Yeah, I was totally being anti-Asian right there.
Because yellow cake with chocolate frosting was my street name growing up. Because I'm obviously Asian, so the yellow cake. And also, I have a lot of street cred, so they're chocolate frosting.
I'm not buying it.
Plus, my basketball game is tight. So you know how Jason Williams is white chocolate?
Yeah.
So I was yellow cake with chocolate frosting.
No, you weren't. Right. Now you're just making things up.
All right, so we already burned up a bunch of the second segment. But again, the Tom Brady, very smooth segment. 5 touchdowns versus the Bears. Apparently, he's still all right. He's not dead yet. 51-23 ass kicking of Chicago, which is beautiful. Brady was 30 of 35, 354 yards, 5 TDs, no picks. 3 of the TDs went to Gronk, who is apparently healthy.
Apparently.
And this is a week after Brandon Marshall had this whole going off on the team inside the locker room. Lamarr Houston also said, I was in Oakland. I didn't come here to lose like this. More on him later. And what do you think? Tom Brady's back and the Bears suck. This is fantastic.
Maybe for you, I kind of like the Bears.
My bae Cutler. You only like Cutler because you smoke cigarettes, and Cutler is always Photoshop smoking cigarettes.
That's not the only reason I like Jay Cutler. He's like...
Is it the Hills?
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with whoever his chick is, Kristen, whatever her name is.
Team LC, baby.
So, yeah. I don't know. I just like him, and I like the receiving core, and I know that their defense is crap, obviously, because New England put up 51 on them. Mm-hmm. But... I don't know. I just kind of have always liked Chicago for whatever reason, and now they're just crappy.
Wait, so how long have you been liking them? Like 2006 Super Bowl, they lost to Peyton, like Lovie Smith era?
No, I mean, they're
Sexy Rexy Grossman?
They're one of the teams I can go back to my childhood and remember liking. Not to the extent that I liked a hometown team like the Oilers, but whenever they went to the Super Bowl in the 80s, that was pretty exciting. The whole Jim McMahon, Refrigerator Perry thing that was going on back then. That was fun.
Yeah, but Claire, you're like 6 months old.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can remember things. I have a really good memory, even from 6 months old.
What kind of cake did you have on your first birthday?
On my what?
On your first birthday.
It was white with white frosting.
Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, Tom Brady, left for dead a couple weeks ago. Apparently he's okay, and I'm kind of happy about that because I love Tom Brady. I'm a Tom Brady apologist. I don't care.
Whatever. I mean, he's just whatever. He's Tom Brady.
When is a handsome white male with a supermodel wife who brings in millions upon millions more than him, even though he brings in millions upon millions himself. When is something going to go right for Tom Brady?
Poor, sad, lonely Tom Brady. What on earth is he going to do with his life? I don't know. I don't really care. He can play football. He's good at that. I'll watch him, but he still gets on my nerves. It's what it is.
Now, we talked about this earlier. So what if probably won't happen this offseason with the way that New England's bounced back. So what if 2 years from now, Tom Brady, second round pick, traded to the Texans, suiting up, number 12 in Houston. Although I don't know if Brady would do that because the humidity down in Houston might mess up with his Uggs because I know that they have to be kept at a certain humidity level.
People wear Uggs around here.
Well, they shouldn't because the heat and
humidity. Well,
humidity.
they do.
Oh, wait, why? Isn't it like 80 down there right now?
Not 365 days a year. I mean, cold fronts will come through. It'll get in the 30s and 40s around here.
Baloney.
It does, I swear. I'll show you one day. Remind me.
When it's 30 or 40 degrees in Houston, you know it's going to be up here? Negative 30 or 40.
I didn't tell you to go live up north.
Eating on hot dish. Hey, people who live in colder climates naturally live longer.
Oh, well, good for you. I don't want to live forever, Andy.
So yellow cake with chocolate frosting is going to live to his 114th birthday.
Good for you. I hope you're able to do fun stuff when you're old and 114 years old.
Yeah, that's true. Because if I'm like enfeeble and can't take care of myself at like 89.
That's it. Exactly. I'd rather go at 89 if 90's going to be like you can't do anything for yourself than live to be 150. Yeah, no, that's okay. Thanks.
I feel like this should have been the Peyton Manning conversation because he's old.
He is old.
All right. So we are very tangent-y today, but that happens. But in that game, towards the end, Lamarr Houston, Bill Grammatica'd it. Down 25 late in the fourth quarter, Bears defensive end Lamarr Houston gets a sack on rookie phenom, and my boy, quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, he was in the game because the Patriots were whipping the Bears' ass. Houston gets up, celebrates his accomplishment, and tears his ACL. And now we already saw this season with Stephen Tulloch in Detroit, so it's going around the NFC North. So I'm hoping Clay Matthews is next. I mean, you know, Clay has that stupid like bird celebration, like he's like wah.
Yeah.
Maybe
What's
he'll
that?
like strain a bicep or something.
Well, you know, if Clay Matthews gets it, then that means, I guess, not Jared Allen. Who's going to get it from the Vikings? Because someone's going to have to get it from the Vikings, too. You're not exempt.
We'll take a backup to the backup player. We'll take, I don't know, Corey Wooten.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But this is starting to become an epidemic, especially since it was this late in the game. You're getting your ass kicked, and you're like, yeah, sick. That's exact.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't me talking. That was an exact clip from the game. I pulled that.
Okay, so yeah, maybe you shouldn't celebrate when your team looks like crap on a stick. That's just an overarching theorem I'm going to set forth.
And like we mentioned, Lamarr Houston was the dude who, during this week after Chicago struggled, said, like, I lost all the time in Oakland. I did not come here to lose. And then he does this crap while they're losing.
Now he looks like a loser.
He does.
He
they
does.
gave him a lot of money, too, and a big contract.
Yep, well, shows what he thought of that.
Speaking of what we thought of that, Sammy Watkins. All right. So the rookie phenom wide receiver out of Clemson for Buffalo Bills. He got a little loose yesterday against the Jets and had an 84-yard catch in the second quarter. And he was running free to the end zone, looking himself up in the Jumbotron, pointing, celebrating. Not high-stepping, but he was definitely hot-dogging it. And then he gets caught behind by something called Salim Hakeem, who wears number 15, by the way, so I don't even know why a DB is wearing Tebow's number, but whatever. So Watkins gets tackled at the 5-yard line. Could have been an 89-yard touchdown. Fantasy people are going nuts, even though Watkins had a damn nice day himself. Anyways, but after the game, Doug Marrone said something to the effect of, we talked to him, it's not going to happen again. Is this just a rookie moment, a dumb bonehead play?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what else you're attributing it to.
Deshaun Jackson-esque, just being an arsehole. I don't think that's Watkins, though.
I don't know if it is or not, because like I constantly preach. I don't know him personally.
Preach.
But I like to think that it's just some rookie thing, you thinking that you're faster than everybody else and no one's going to catch you and be like, oh, yeah, hi, maybe I'm not, that great. Because this guy who caught him, Hakeem, he is only playing his third defensive snap of the whole season. I mean, he's not a regular defensive starter. He's just a guy,
Awesome name, though. Salim Hakeem.
It is a good one. I like it.
His middle name is The Dream.
No, it's not.
You know what I mean?
No clue.
Proceed.
No, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that you're upsetting your teammates. You're only letting them down. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if it happens again, then whatever, I'm wrong. And it's not something I care if I'm wrong or right on. I just really think that surely he's not so stupid to upset the other